My name is Ollie Hughes from Appear Natural Scalp Micropigmentation. I'm an SMP veteran of over 10 years, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to choose your SMP hairline. Stay tuned. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you choose a provider who has a portfolio of various different hairlines. And by that I mean different ethnicities, different skin tones, different head shapes, and they're going to be able to do something that's bespoke to you. If you're at a lower price point, then make sure that your practitioner has been well trained by someone who has an extensive portfolio, who is going to have shown them and explained the nuances between different ethnicities and how to choose the best hairline for each client. So different practitioners and different companies have various methods of choosing the correct hairline for each client. I like to keep things simple. A surefire way to choose your hairline is by raising your eyebrows, as you can see, and if your hairline is below your frown lines and your expression is moving your hairline, you've gone too low. So a practitioner should be asking you to raise your eyebrows and then starting conservatively. So as I've already mentioned, hairlines should be bespoke to you. So don't look at someone's portfolio, see a hairline that you don't particularly like because you don't think it would suit you, and decide that that practitioner isn't for you. Hairlines are preference for each client, and as I said before, there are so many different factors which are going to dictate the hairline that that client chooses, i.e. skin tone, head shape, and essentially where their original hairline was. So different practitioners like to use various different types of terminology. If you ask me, it's a spectrum of very soft and broken to hard and defined, and anything along that is also possible. As you can see as we go through these hairlines, in general there are no sharp edges, sharp corners. The pigment isn't too packed together. Notice that in general there are replicated follicles scattered underneath where the bulk of the work is. That's what gives that broken, soft and feathered effect. These are the hairlines to choose if you really don't want your SMP to ever be a conversation and you just want it to fly under the radar, albeit being a big improvement to your look. So now let's talk about sharp and defined hairlines. A lot of people call these shape ups or edge ups. These are fun as well, but they really are reserved for certain ethnicities. As you can imagine, this type of hairline on a 60-year-old white guy is never going to look right. So my take on a shape up is that it should always have slight imperfections, albeit a hard and defined hairline. Even if a client went to a barber and had a shaped up look, if you looked closely, you'd be able to see the slight difference in follicles at the front. And that's what I always try to achieve. If you literally just drew a ruler line on someone's head and filled it with block ink, it's never gonna look right. So let's look at some of my examples of these hairlines. So as you can see, as we scroll through these, in general, we have a more angular shape. As you can also see though, there are still slight imperfections across the hairline. So now let's take a look at some of the hairlines that I feel fall within this spectrum. Some are on the slightly softer side, some are on the sharper side. But have a look, leave a comment, let me know which ones you prefer. When I started my own company 8 years ago, I decided to call it Appear Natural because I wanted people to understand that this is where you're going to get the most realistic and natural looking hairlines. People are sometimes put off by overly sharp, unrealistic hairlines that they see on people, especially people without the skin tone to complement that look. I like to do broken and soft hairlines. Those are my forte. So if that's what you're looking for, then you've come to the right place. So I hope that's given you a bit of an insight into how to choose your SMP hairline. Essentially though, it's important to remember that SMP is a process. It's probably going to happen over the course of at least 3 sessions. So as long as you start conservatively, it's very easy to build on the hairline, discuss it with your practitioner throughout the process, and that's the way you're going to end up with the best result. So until next time, take care and get in touch. Call me. You'll get the best hairlines here.